An anthropologist is sent to Haiti to discover how a man who was declared dead and then buried shows up alive and well 7 years later. What he discovers is a world forgotten by modern society, a world of black magic that makes the impossible possible. Now touched by this voodoo, Dr. Dennis Allen cannot escape the grasp of the darkness that has claimed him as its own. And the scariest part? It's all based on a true story. Today we're diving deep into the world of voodoo in 1988's The Serpent and the Rainbow. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
And I'm Austin Johnson.
And this is Filmgazm. Happy Wednesday, listeners. This is episode 39, our first Wes Craven movie, and the last one before next week's episode 40 Harry Potter extravaganza. Don't miss it, it'll be a blast. Last week's Patrick Wilson combo of In the Tall Grass and Watchmen was a lot of fun, and Watchmen purists may be happy to learn that I have finally started reading the graphic novel. So far, I love it. It's really cool, beautifully drawn.
Hell yeah.
And pretty damn close to the movie. Like, Zack Snyder.
That's fantastic news.
Pretty, spot on. There's some little stuff, but it's minor so far. I'm sure it'll get worse.
Don't get your hopes up.
So, today's episode is going to be dark. The Serpent and the Rainbow, based on a true story of a scientist who learned more than he bargained for. I've got a quick rewind for you, just one update, a bonus update on Bonus 10, El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Season 5 of Better Call Saul finally has a release date. It'll begin on Sunday, February 23rd, 2020.
Woo!
Can't fucking wait. This is the season we've been waiting for, where Jimmy McGill is dead. It is Saul Goodman now.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Attorney at law.
Can't wait, dude.
Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do. God damn, what a scumbag. I can't wait.
It's going to be good stuff.
Before we get into it, I'd like to thank everyone who's helped us get to 900 downloads on Podbean. We're so happy that you guys are enjoying the show. Thanks to our entire Filmgazm team, Austin Johnson, Caleb Leger, Josh Allred, Brianna Moore, and Ryan Leone. Here's to 1,000, now a very attainable goal.
Oh, yes. Easy.
Oh, hell yeah.
We will be there.
We will be there. So much fun.
Yeah, thank you, guys. That's, really important to us, you know?
Extremely.
Not that we're, getting a bunch of listeners. That's not. But it's important that there's progress and that you guys are coming back. So
people care. Cool. You guys want to hear what we have to say, and that's fucking great.
Yeah, if people are coming back and want to listen, and hey, man, throw some suggestions out there. You know.
Yeah.
We're here. We want to create a conversation.
Absolutely, and I think we've done that.
Yes.
The Serpent and the Rainbow was released in 1988 and was based on the 1985 book The Serpent and the Rainbow, a Harvard scientist's astonishing journey into the secret societies of Haitian voodoo, zombies, and magic by Wade Davis, an ethnobotanist who traveled to Haiti for the same reasons depicted in the movie. And an ethnobotanist is a scientist that studies regional plants and their properties. And here's an account of the true story that I found on 13thfloor.tv. And I quote, "The storyline comes from the book of the same name by ethnobotanist Wade Davis, who traveled to Haiti to research the real case of Clairvius Narcisse, a supposedly real zombie. Feeling under the weather, Clairvius checked into a local hospital way back in 1962. Upon arrival, Clairvius began experiencing a host of ailments, including a fever, trouble breathing, and what he claimed were bugs crawling all over his skin. It wasn't too long after that, doctors pronounced him dead. Clairvius was buried a few days later. Everyone would have thought that to be the end of the story until one day in 1981, when Angelina Narcisse, Clairvius' sister, saw him walking down the street. A bizarre task, considering not one but two American doctors had declared him dead back in 1962. That is fucking crazy. that even happened.
Yeah, that's real life. We haven't got to the movie yet.
No, this is what happened. This is the true story. Wade Davis' real journey through Haiti introduced him to a type of black magic priest called a Bukor. These Bukors are said to possess the unique power of bringing the dead back as zombie slaves. In Clairvius' case, it was believed that a Bukor placed him into a trance that fooled doctors into believing that he was dead. Once buried, the Bukor dug up his body and sold him to a sugar plantation as zombie slave labor. Through his research, Davis believed that Clairvius was given tetrodotoxin powder through an abrasion on his skin. This powerful toxin from the pufferfish would have sent Clairvius into a comatose state that would have fooled doctors into believing he was dead. In addition to the pufferfish toxin, Davis also found that datura, a powerful hallucinogen, along with ground-up human bone, were also common ingredients in zombie powder. Davis concluded that tetrodotoxin was key in causing a victim's initial death, but it was datura which produced the amnesia and delirium which maintained them as zombies for decades. This real-life story became the basis for Wes Craven's magnificent voodoo movie. Wow.
Unbelievable.
So, ground-up human bone, pufferfish toxin, what the fuck? And it was so they weren't actually zombies, but they were kind of tricked into thinking they were dead.
Yes.
And they believed in it so much that they thought they were zombies.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
It's incredible, yeah. Talk about source material.
Yeah. How do you read that story and not immediately want to make a movie out of that?
Yeah, exactly. Had to be made. I'm glad it was made by Wes Craven.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. The movie was directed by horror legend Wes Craven, the brains behind such horror classics as Scream, The Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, and A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yet, this is our first one.
All of these we plan to have as future episodes because...
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Certain horror directors will likely never get a Weird Shit Wednesday focus because we're going to talk about all of their films anyway. Craven is certainly one of these guys. He died in 2015 at age 76 of brain cancer. The horror community was never the same again. And yeah, I remember a dark day Caleb texted me and he was devastated. The film stars Bill Pullman as Dr. Dennis Allen, a skeptic anthropologist who quickly becomes a believer in the worst possible way.
Didn't we just talk about that guy?
Yeah, we did. Spaceballs.
Oh, yeah.
Lone Star.
Another 80s classic.
Here's a refresher. He played Lone Star in Spaceballs. He appeared in 2004's The Grudge. He's best known for his role as President Thomas Whitmore in 1996's Independence Day and its shitty sequel, Independence Day Resurgence. I love Bill Pullman, and I don't think he ever got his due.
No, he's one of those guys. He's a fan favorite. You know what I mean?
Character actor.
Yeah. He's a name that you can appreciate if you've really seen the work. And
yeah,
I really like the guy, and this is probably my favorite role of his.
This is his third movie.
It's incredible.
Spaceballs and Ruthless People those are his first two.
Yeah.
And then Serpent and the Rainbow.
And then this.
Oof. And the guy's just been doing whatever the hell for years. Still getting quality work all the time. Really wish he hadn't taken Independence Day 2, though. Such a terrible movie.
Yeah, well, that shouldn't have happened altogether.
Such a waste of money.
Yep. It happens.
Kathy Tyson plays Dr. Marielle Duchamp, a local doctor who falls in love with Dennis and becomes a target by the Haitian secret police for helping him. Tyson appeared in a lot of TV, mostly British TV, and she had her film debut in 1986's Mona Lisa, where she played a prostitute alongside Bob Hoskins, Robbie Coltrane, and Michael Caine. So, pretty solid cast. I'm going to have to see that movie.
Yeah.
Zakis Mokai plays the evil, sadistic leader of the Tonton Macoute, the Haitian secret police. His name is Pétrode. Pétrode is fucking terrifying. And
yes, he is.
Mokai's performance is stellar. He's probably my favorite part of this movie because he's so fucking soulless.
Yeah, he's creepy.
Creepy
as hell. He's like that kind of scary that just keeps you up at night, man. He like you just like look under the bed. Fuck, there he is. Yeah. You know, that kind of character.
He's the boogeyman.
That kind of character, yeah. Where he's like, I'm going to make you scream louder than you've ever, than that kind of fear that you think of, like that's the worst. I'm gonna go further than that.
This man has no human limits. Like he will do anything.
Yeah, he'll go further than your mind can even go.
Yeah, he will kill you in death. If that even makes sense.
Yeah.
He will kill your soul.
We'll get to some stuff that, he does, man. It's insane.
Mokai was a Tony Award-winning theater actor who appeared in films like Waterworld, Outbreak, A Dry White Season, and episodes of The X-Files and Monk. He died in 2009 at age 75 of a stroke. Oscar nominee Paul Winfield plays the ordained voodoo priest Lucien Céline, who has power in Haiti, but still fears Pétrode and the Tonton Macoute. Winfield was nominated for his performance in 1972's Sounder, and he also appeared in The Terminator, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, Cliffhanger, and Mars Attacks as General Casey. I fucking love Mars Attacks. And I immediately recognized him as General Casey.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The first victim of the Martian invasion. We got to do an episode on that someday.
We will.
I can't.
We will.
Oh,
Yeah.
so great. Winfield died in 2004 at age 64 of a heart attack. Brent Jennings plays Louis Mozart, the voodoo practitioner who makes the voodoo powder for Dennis and pays for it with his life. Jennings appeared in Moneyball, Witness, and a ton of TV. He's still working, and he's still alive, which is great. And I just watched Moneyball, so it's really weird that we would get that connection.
Super random that you watched like those two movies in the same week. Yeah.
Oh, it's so strange.
Awesome movies, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Conrad Roberts plays Christoph, the first zombie who returns and talks to Dennis, later rescuing him from the graveyard. Roberts appeared in The Mask of Zorro, The Scorpion King, and recently in A Wrinkle in Time. Finally, Michael Goff plays Schoonbacher, who is Dennis's sort of middleman between himself and Biocorp Pharmaceuticals. Not really clear who he is in this movie. He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Goff is famous for his role as Alfred Pennyworth in the first 4 Batman films by Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher. He also appeared in Sleepy Hollow, The Age of Innocence, Out of Africa, and The Boys from Brazil, among others. He died in 2011 at age 94 of pneumonia and prostate cancer. The Serpent and the Rainbow was a success, grossing $19 million on a budget of $7 million. It has an IMDb score of 6.5, a Rotten Tomatoes score of 64%. The music was done by Brad Fiedel, who was famous for his Terminator score, and the film's score actually has the same rhythm. And it really bugged me. It's the same exact dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Like, that exact rhythm is in the score for The Serpent and the Rainbow.
Yes.
It's really lazy. The guy knows what he's good at, I guess.
Yeah. That's his niche, man. That's his niche.
Whatever. You know, I love the Terminator theme. It's one of my favorite scores. Before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about the Tonton Macoute. The Tonton Macoute was a secret police unit created in Haiti in 1959 by dictator Francois Papadoc Duvalier. In Haitian, the word Tonton Macoute translates to Uncle Gunnysack, a local boogeyman feared by children. So their name literally translates to the boogeymen. They were created to keep the peace in Haiti after a failed coup in 1958. Duvalier used them to round up and execute anybody he saw as a threat to his regime. The Tonton Macoute were a lot like the Russian KGB under Joseph Stalin. They were the ones you did not cross. You never got on their bad side. If you were deemed even a possible threat, you were never seen again. Forget about the Haitian genocide. Like that country's been in serious turmoil for a very long time.
Oh, yes.
And after the end of the Duvalier dynasty in 1986, the Tonton Macoute remained active, and they spawned a number of paramilitary groups in Haiti, such as the Front for the Advancement and Progress of Haiti, or FRAP. They eventually disbanded in 1994, but the legacy of the Tonton Macoute lives on in the thousands of broken families and wounded souls it was responsible for. And it's weird how this movie really ties into Haitian history. It's like almost perfect. They actually used real footage of Duvalier's son escaping with $900 million from the country's treasury. Because what a fucking son of a bitch. Ugh. Haiti.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, like you said, it's a country that's been in turmoil. It's a definition of a third world country, and boy, oh boy, it's amazing to see a movie like a horror movie, a Wes Craven movie, set in this time. But like you said, like we've been talking about this so far, this whole episode is what amazing source material, stuff that not people would know about this nation that, you know, there's not a lot of movies set in Haiti, you know, and there's some amazing stuff. I've actually been there a few times to Haiti, outside of Port-au-Prince, and you know, voodoo is very real there. Like still, you know, I went after the earthquake in 2010, so I was in January 2010. My father and I went like around March time, so a couple months after the earthquake. We went to like help out, and we went to an orphanage, and right across from the orphanage was a house where a woman lived, and they would all call her like the witch, basically, you know. And she would be chanting all the time. Like those are like seared into my brain, you know, the chants that she would do, because I would sleep, you know, in this room that was upstairs in this orphanage. I would sleep in a room like my dad and a couple other guys that were working there. And we could hear everything she was doing, and she would do it all night, all day, you know, like she wouldn't stop, like it was like not human, you know?
Jeez.
And so I was 15, 16 when I was going there. You know, I've been there like 5, 6 times, and every time that same lady would do that same thing at the orphanage. And it was like a technically Christian run orphanage, and I don't know exactly what she was saying, but those chants are like, yeah, like I said, they're seared in my brain. It's crazy. It's really wild. So I like saw it firsthand, and you know, so watching this movie, I was like, oh man, it's just wild. It's been going on forever. It's part of their culture.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a religion there.
Yes, there you go. That's a better way to put it. Yeah, it's yeah, yeah. It's really a crazy place, and but at the same time, very beautiful. Haiti is a wonderful, wonderful country and very gorgeous. I've seen some amazing things there and some amazing people. I have 2 sisters who are from there. They're adopted from there. So Stefania and Sterling, shout out to you guys. I love you guys. It's Stefania's birthday today, which is crazy. That we happen to be talking about a movie that was, you know, set in Haiti. So pretty wild, yeah. Anyways.
Wow. Cool that you have some first-hand experience.
Yeah, I would love to go back, man. I've been dying to go back. I got meningitis one time when I went there, and I haven't been back since. That was in 2012.
Wow.
So yeah, I was 17. I got really, really sick. I was like in the hospital for a couple days here. Yeah, that was wild, but the place is beautiful, man. You know, there's wonderful, wonderful people, wonderful culture, but with that comes also some darkness, just like in every culture. So, unfortunately, that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, it's a movie about voodoo.
Yeah, it's
evil voodoo.
So let's get back to the film, and let's get into it. What do you say?
Yeah, let's get into this. So the movie opens with a title card that reads, "In the legends of voodoo, the serpent is a symbol of earth. The rainbow is a symbol of heaven. Between the two, all creatures must live and die. But because he has a soul, man can be trapped in a terrible place where death is only the beginning." Talk about setting the tone. This is not going to be a lighthearted film. So, in 1978, a Haitian man named Christophe dies in a French clinic, while outside a voodoo parade marches past his window. The next morning, Christophe is buried in a traditional Catholic funeral. We see a mysterious man dressed in a suit who was outside Christophe's hospital window on the night he died, and as the coffin's lowered into the ground, Christophe's eyes open and tears roll down his cheeks. The man has been buried alive.
Frightening.
That is my greatest fear, legit fear. I have, anxiety about that I will wake up in a coffin under the ground.
Like you have a phobia of just,
an absolute phobia.
You can't escape, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I've woken up in cold sweats to those nightmares. It's a serious problem of mine.
I think it's so far in the back of my head that I don't, it doesn't come up. But one day it will.
Yeah.
One day it will. I'll have a nightmare where, I'll do the whole sweat thing, and it's not fun.
It's just, I've seen so many movies where that happens.
It's fucked up.
I can't.
It's a fucked up image.
It's not always Kill Bill where you can punch your way out of it. That's not how it goes, ever.
Yeah, you're not Jack Sparrow in that coffin shooting. You don't have a gun with you. So yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. And then obviously here the image of the tears is just wow. It's pretty powerful.
It's a great way of showing us that he's alive. Oof. Not just that, but it also kind of shows he has a soul.
Yes.
Because, I don't know, just tears, it worked.
Yeah. No, I really like that. It's like you said, it's a great tone setter.
The soul is very important to this movie. So 7 years later, we meet Harvard anthropologist Dennis Allen in the Amazon rainforest. He's studying rare herbs and medicines with a shaman, drinks a potion, and has a very strange hallucination in the jungle where he's wrestling with a jaguar. And he sees the same man from Christophe's funeral, surrounded by corpses in a bottomless pit, which was freaky.
Yeah, another frightening image to start this movie off. I was like, what am I getting myself into here?
Who is this guy already influencing Dennis's decisions?
Yeah.
Oof. So, he returns after getting lost in the Amazon, and he walks for 200 miles and ends up in a town, which is kind of glossed over. I thought that was pretty impressive.
That's very impressive and also very frightening in itself.
That could be its own movie right
tripping
there.
Out and you have to walk that far just to find a town? Yeah, oh boy. No thanks.
God damn. And
Bill Pullman. Oh.
Bill Pullman. He goes to Boston, and he's approached by a pharmaceutical company, BioCorp, And they're looking to investigate a drug that is used in Haitian voodoo to supposedly create zombies. The guy is very blunt about this. He's like, what do you know about zombies?
Yeah, yeah. What? Yeah. Is that a conversation we're just going to have here? Yeah.
Guy cuts right through the bullshit. It's pretty awesome.
You want some coffee?
And Michael Goff is there, and he's like, no, trust him. Hear him out.
See, that's why Michael Goff is in the cast, is just for that. Just like, we just need a guy who's kind of, you can pull some, has some leeway, here in this scene.
Yeah.
Because it's not that impressive of a scene to me. It's kind of, like you said, it's kind of like glossed over and just...
It's your setup. It's your traditional horror movie setup.
While we had great images to start, it's like, all right, here's this little bridge. Yeah, let's go.
They always got to send them somewhere.
Yep.
And the guy wants this Haitian voodoo magic powder that can create zombies. And the guy's very casual about this whole, this guy was buried, he came back 7 years later, he's walking around.
Yeah. So we went, go check it out.
Yeah. Bring back that powder, and we're going to use it for anesthetic? It's very unclear what they want this for. I don't see how that works as a better anesthetic. All it does is, it doesn't even knock you out. You still feel everything. You just look dead.
Yeah.
That's a terrible anesthetic. It's the opposite of what anesthetic should do. But I don't know. They're the $1 million pharmaceutical company. So they provide Alan with funding, send him to Haiti, which is in the middle of a revolution. Not the best time to be an American in Haiti.
No.
Where he sticks out from, you can see him from hundreds of miles away.
Yeah. Good old Bill.
He's the tall, lanky white dude.
The floppy hair.
Yeah.
It's Lone Star. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So he goes to talk to Dr. Marielle Duchamp and wants to know about Christophe, the guy who showed up alive, the dead guy. And they go to a graveyard and they find him. And first, Dennis is like, this is horse shit. I don't believe any of this. You show me a body. And then he just wanders out from behind a gravestone. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, you talking about me?
Yeah. What's up, man?
You looking for me? Jesus Christ, like Beetlejuice. You got to say his name 3 times or he's not going to show up.
Oh, man.
And Christoph's just like, yeah, what do you want to know? I was dead. I came back. It's like, well, I want to know quite a lot. That's a big deal. Oh, my God. And he just tells him, I woke up and I remember nothingness and he took my soul. And they're like, who took your soul? And he gets arrested. Dennis gets arrested later on, and he meets the commander of the Tonton Macoute.
Yes.
Captain Pétrode, the same man from Christophe's funeral and Dennis's vision in the Amazon. And Dennis doesn't acknowledge that. That bothered me.
That's a sign.
Yeah, I've seen you before in a vision I had in a completely different continent. That should be mentioned.
Yeah, I would agree.
And he just, gives him, he straight up says, you need to get out of Haiti. We don't want you here. And I'm only going to tell you once. And Dennis is like, okay, I'm going to ignore that and keep looking for my powder.
This complete opposite of what I would do.
No, man, if I get arrested by the fucking secret police of any country, I'm getting the fuck out of there immediately. I don't care what's at stake.
Oh, man.
That's how rational people think, man. And this is the equivalent of getting picked up by the KGB. That's bad news.
Well, it is a horror movie, so there's got to be some bad decision-making going on, right?
There's always, yeah. Yeah. So Dennis keeps going, continuing his investigation, and he finds a local man, Mozart, who's reported to know how to make this magic powder, this mysterious zombie-making stuff. And he says that he will give Dennis the powder for $100. And Dennis is like, well, how do I know it's real? And so Mozart feeds this powder to a goat, and the goat keels over and dies, and he's like, what more proof do you need? And Dennis is like, well, you gotta bring it back.
Yeah, come on, buddy.
I can kill a goat too. It's not that cool. So he marks the goat's hoof, makes sure it's the same goat, returns the next day, and he says, all right, So the price is $500 for the good stuff, the real stuff. And I love that he pays for it and then pours the powder in a drink and chugs it to embarrass the guy. And everyone's like, fuck. What did you just do? And he's just like, it's piss, and walks out. Like,
Are you sure about that?
I was wondering, like, when is the other shoe dropping here? But then it's revealed he had a sleight of hand. He tricked him. He was actually going to sell him rat poison, but he did a little sleight of hand, got some, like, crushed up Skittles or something. And, Mozart's like, all right, you didn't have to do that, but I'll give you the real stuff. It's going to cost you $1,000. And Dennis is like, all right. And Mozart's like, but there's a catch. We have to make it together or else it won't work. He's into this. Like, he believes it.
Yeah.
Everyone believes it. And, of course, Dennis is picked up again by the fucking Tauntaun Macoute. And this time, they don't ask politely.
Oh, no.
It's so fucked up. Pétrode brings Dennis onto this chair, straps him, strips him down, and says, you had your chance.
Yeah, I'm going to make you scream.
Yeah. Oh, and he hammers a fucking nail right through his scrotum.
Yeah. Oh, man. To paint the picture, this is the most frightening part of the movie.
Yeah.
He puts the nail into his scrotum. And then, Dennis is screaming, and he says that's not loud enough. And then he hammers it. Oh, boy.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
They dump him on the street.
Oh, yeah, they throw his ass into the curb.
Say, leave Haiti.
Blood in his boxers. It's just like, oh, no.
I didn't know, like, I didn't realize, it was just like a hole through the scrot. I thought they'd done some serious damage.
Oh.
But he shrugs it off like, nah, they just pierced the scrot. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Like, dude, what needs to happen to get you the fuck out of this country?
Lone Star is, man, he's fucking tough.
Yeah, Jesus. Is there any situation where that's an okay warning, where you're okay with that being your strike two? No.
I'd rather die.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
And he just, like, Marielle hides him on this little cabana on the beach, and he keeps meeting with Mozart to make this drug. And he later has a nightmare. Dennis has a nightmare of Pétrode, and of this really freaky, like, zombie woman approaching him in a boat, which was weird and creepy. That zombie woman comes up a couple times.
Yeah.
Really creepy visual.
Just a recurring thing. Yeah, like, I'm here to freak you out again.
Yes. Because even though this is inspired by a true story, this is still a Wes Craven horror film about voodoo, and there's going to be some liberties.
And there's some theatrics, yeah. It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
And, is that the dream where he has the nightmare where he gets buried alive?
Yes.
And he's, like, he's covered in the blood, and he sees Pétrode up there.
It's horrible.
It's pretty horrifying.
Yeah, when anytime blood is like kind of taking over a human body in that form, it gives me the EBGBs.
Oh yeah, big time. Oof. So Dennis wakes up only to find he's lying next to Christophe's sister, who has been decapitated, and that's when the Tauntaun Macoute show up again. They take pictures of Dennis in bed with a dead person and frame him for murder. Pétrode tells him to leave the country and never return, or he's going to be convicted of this murder and executed. And they throw his ass on a plane. They're done. They nailed this dude's ball sack to a chair, and he still didn't leave. Like, this guy's got conviction, I'll give him that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But what's his... I mean, he's doing this all so this pharmaceutical company can have a better anesthetic. There's no, like, emotional tie to this for him.
No.
Like, it's not like these guys killed his family or something. Like, that's the thing I thought this movie was missing, is there's no real reason for Dennis to need to suffer through all this shit.
To keep going, yeah. To keep going further. Yeah, no, I agree. Other than, curiosity?
Curiosity may be a good check. I don't know what...
Adventure? I don't know.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man.
It's just wanting to be Indiana Jones? I don't know. I don't know.
Petro tells him he's a Bokor, and if he ever comes back here, he's going to steal his soul. Which is a pretty freaky threat. I mean, I would believe that if somebody told me that. Like, yeah. I feel like anybody who's crazy enough to say that to you is going to do it.
Hey, I agree.
Oof. So, Dennis is on a plane, and Mozart comes out of nowhere and is like, "You still want the powder?" That made me laugh so hard. He just
Love that guy.
Sits down like, "Hey, I got it right here."
Hey, man. Like it's cocaine, yeah. Hey, man, here it is.
He's wearing like a security t-shirt.
Cowboy hat.
And he's like, "It's going to cost you $1,000." And Dennis is like, "They took all my money." And he's like, "Well, you just take it." God damn it. That's a little convenient. He tells him, "All right, so you got to tell these guys about me, so I'll be famous." Taking a lot on faith here, Mozart. Dennis agrees, like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, he'll be famous." And he goes to Boston with the powder. He did it. But there's no way in hell this movie's over.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine if it just ended right there? Like, well, he got it. Guess we'll go home now. So he goes to dinner with the Biocorp guy and Michael Goff and Biocorp guy's wife, and they're all just toasting this magic powder that they brought, that Dennis succeeded in. And then all of a sudden, Biocorp guy's wife freaks the fuck out, starts attacking Dennis with a knife.
Well, that part's crazy when she bites the glass.
Oh, that was
that
freaky.
She's drinking out of.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Starts chewing it.
Yeah, that freaked me out. It caught me off guard.
I know. I thought, like, this will calm after the storm.
Yeah, the movie's over.
Nope, voodoo is powerful, man.
Demons coming out of the soup and shit.
Petrode is not done.
Oh no,
Dennis took a piece of his culture out of Haiti.
Yes,
and he's gonna pay.
Well, and he's just in his mind. Petrode's in his mind, like always.
He tells him, like, "I will get you no matter what, no matter where you go.
Doesn't matter what country.
I will be there."
Yeah, Haiti is with you.
Creepy shit. God damn, Mokai, way to go.
That's that creepy smile, man.
So Dennis knows the only way he can fix this is he's got to go back. So he goes back to Haiti. Gets picked up by his friend Lucien Celine, who is kind of his only like saving grace in this country. Mokai owns everything else, and Celine is killed by Petrode in a voodoo ritual because his kung fu is not as strong as Mokai's kung fu. And Mozart is also beheaded as a sacrifice because he dealt with an outsider and did it for fame, so he's expendable. So Dennis, now out of friends, gets sprayed with the zombie powder, and this was done so well.
Oh yes,
he's got the red like blood cross on his forehead. He's stumbling through this town. Nobody wants to even touch him because they know what happened. And he's just, his heart's stopping, and he just yells, "Don't bury me. I'm not dead."
Yeah.
God. And Petrode goes to the medical clinic and says, "Oh, I'll take care of all this. No need to call the embassy. I got this." And he just talks to Dennis and says, "I'm going to bury you, and I'm going to steal your soul, and you're going to be mine forever."
Yeah, and you're going to, essentially watch me do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy because there's that shot, basically, where you're inside the coffin with Dennis, and you can hear him saying, "I'll take care of this." And, oh, man. Yeah, it's just one of those moments where you're like, no!
I thought this is where the movie's going to end. He's going to bury him alive, and that's it.
And it's just going to be one of those endings where you're like, what? Yeah. It would have turned into a classic if that would have happened, honestly.
Yeah.
Because that would have blown me away.
I like a bleak ending in a horror movie.
I just like something that just shocks me and is different. So
yeah. So Petrode takes Dennis to a graveyard where he's, helpless in his coffin. And Dennis sees that Petrode has captured Dr. Duchamp and is going to sacrifice her. Just add, insult to injury. It's like, also, I took your girl and I'm going to kill her next. Jesus, dude. You beat the guy. Just let him die.
Oh, man.
The slight isn't even that bad. I feel like the people's reactions to things in this do not match the circumstance.
Oh, no, not at all.
But that's okay. Petrode...
It's Wes Craven. Yeah, it's just how things go sometimes.
Petrode shows Dennis that he took Celine's soul, has it in a canary, and then he throws a tarantula into the coffin to keep him company. Fuck you. And he nails down the coffin, buries him, and Dennis wakes up a few hours later and starts screaming. Oh. But then you hear frantic digging. And it's Christoph.
Christoph!
Oh, I was so happy.
Yes.
He's like, we both, he did it to both of us. You need to stop him. And Dennis goes to confront Petrode, but he's, a little fucked up. He's been kind of almost killed. He's like half dead. He's nearly dead, like Princess Bride.
But even then, he still wants to go back.
Yeah.
Get some more.
I think now he's trying to save his girl, which makes sense.
Yeah, now he's like, all right, yeah, the woman. Yeah, because they did have that. It's not on here.
It's not.
They made love earlier in the movie, I guess, and that's just like a thing that happened, and I guess that's his connection to Haiti, is now he's with this girl, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but
it's not enough. There's not.
He
enough
refused to leave before they hooked up.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, there's not nearly enough development between them two for that to be what it is. Yeah. No.
But I get your point.
But it's there. Yeah.
He goes to the Tonton Macoute headquarters to find Marielle, and during all this, the Haitian Revolution has happened, and the people are taken to the streets, and they're confronting the Tonton Macoute. And Dennis defeats Petrode in a kind of zombie battle of wills. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty badass.
Yeah. This could have looked so fucking cheesy, but it worked.
Yeah. No, Wes Craven, was smart with this one.
Yes, he was. And, so he knocks out all the canaries. He frees all the souls that Petrode's been keeping locked up as like his power for years, and they are pissed, and they rip him apart. It's fucking awesome. They just burn his ass, but then he like jumps through the wall or something, and is like, "I'm not done yet." And that was a little goofy. He's just like, "Ah!"
Oh man.
And he ends up getting strapped to that chair, and Dennis says, "I want to hear you scream," and nails the nail right through his groin.
Yes.
Fucking great. He screams, and his soul, like, he gets dragged down to hell. And the Haitian people celebrate the downfall of the Duvalier dynasty. The Tonton Macoute are gone, and Marielle proclaims the nightmare is over.
Yes.
But is it? Because I think Dennis is never going to be right again.
No, never.
He's been dead. He was almost a zombie.
So many things horrible happened to him in this movie, yeah.
And at the end, we get a title card that reads that the mystery powder continues to be analyzed by scientists in Europe and North America, but nobody can quite figure out how it works. But it does work. So many questions.
That's fucking frightening, yeah.
It is. Like, how real was this? Probably not. I would say maybe like 60-40. Because I doubt that the author of this book entered into a battle of wills with the leader of the Tonton Macoute. That probably didn't happen. But, I mean...
It was a badass ending for the movie.
Yeah. The powder probably happened.
Yes. Yes, there you go.
There's documents that prove that the guy who died came back 7 years later and was just walking around.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking terrifying. Alright, well that's Serpent and the Rainbow, so let's talk some Filmgazm facts.
Hell yeah.
Number 1. The CD soundtrack to this film is extremely rare, as it was pressed in limited quantities. Part of this was due to the film's poor release, and the fact that the market was transitioning from LP to CD as a mass format, meaning that the number of copies is much smaller than an average soundtrack album run. So if you ever find a CD of the Serpent and the Rainbow soundtrack, hold on to it, because it's worth a pretty penny.
Hell yeah, that's really cool.
Number 2, due to political strife and civil turmoil in Haiti during the production, the local government informed the film crew that they could not guarantee their safety for the remainder of the shoot. The crew subsequently relocated to nearby Dominican Republic to complete filming. Crazy that this could have turned into something really even worse.
Yeah, which is a crazy thought.
Number 3, and this is pure Hollywood right here. Author Wade Davis agreed to sell the book rights on the condition that Peter Weir direct and Mel Gibson star. Neither had any involvement in the project. That's what Hollywood does, man.
Oh, boy.
Their contract is always a little bit more tighter than yours.
Yes. Yes.
So sad. So, what do we got for our Friday's bonus?
Friday's bonus, we're going to stick in the voodoo realm and go with a James Bond film, Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
70s classic, yeah. This is one that I hadn't seen, so I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Very much, yeah. Roger Moore's debut Bond film, 1973, one of his best, and a really fun movie that does deal with themes of voodoo.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, look for that on Friday. And let's take a look at what happened this week in film. It's been a very interesting week.
Yes, indeed.
First up, Noah Hawley has been hired to write and direct the long-awaited fourth Star Trek movie. Hawley is the creator of the Fargo TV show and a great out-of-the-box pick to continue this epic franchise. The cast from Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond is expected to return.
Yes.
So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Now, Noah Hawley did direct this movie, Lucy in the Sky, that came out earlier this fall. That flopped completely. So that's not a good sign. But obviously this is a much bigger name, much bigger, franchise type thing. So
True, but then you remember a couple years ago when Colin Trevorrow's the Book of Henry?
Yeah.
It flopped so hard they took Star Wars away from him.
True, yeah.
And he had already done Jurassic World. So who knows?
Yeah, things can change.
Yeah. I don't know. He had already had the job, and then that movie flopped.
So yeah, he'll be yeah.
Noah Hawley, they already know about the flop.
Yeah.
So I think
the flop is the flop is they're well aware of the flop.
Yeah. I think it's all good. I think this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, no, I of course am a big fan of Noah Hawley.
My biggest question with this, where does this leave Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek?
No idea. I'm totally fine with that because I want him to do something completely different. I wouldn't want him to do something like that. Especially if it's going to be his last film.
I know. I don't want him to end on a fucking Star Trek movie.
I want him to do something just wacky and different, entertaining, and original.
I'm okay with him doing a Star Trek movie, just not as his last movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I would rather that be in the middle of his, prime than at the end.
Next up, Dexter Fletcher has announced a new spin on the Dracula story with Renfield, a movie about Dracula's psychotic servant who moves about in the daytime. The script is being written by Walking Dead co-creator Robert Kirkman and Rick and Morty writer Ryan Ridley. And why can't they just fucking do Dracula? Why do they always got to do some weird spin on it? Dracula's servant, or Dracula's daughter, or Dracula, the true story, but not really. Just do Bram Stoker's Dracula. Don't make it like he's in love with Mina. None of that shit. Just do the goddamn book. It's right there.
Oh, man. I'm with you.
I've never seen a decent Dracula. Never.
Oh, no. No, it doesn't exist as far as I know.
No. Bela Lugosi, I thought was boring. Gary Oldman's, I thought was ridiculous. And anything since has fucking sucked. So I don't get it. I have very strong feelings about this.
Rightly so.
It's the original vampire story. You'd think that somebody would have tried to do the book by now.
Yeah.
There's no love story. He's a monster. He's not a romance. He's not a romantic. He's a fucking parasite.
He's a goon. Yeah.
He's a demon. Ugh.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'm still going to see Renfield because I'm Hollywood's bitch.
Are we all?
Yes. Yes, we are.
All?
Next up, Jared Harris is reportedly returning as Professor James Moriarty in the upcoming Sherlock Holmes 3, alongside Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. The film is set for release in December 2021, and it's being directed by Dexter Fletcher. I am excited as hell, because
Me too.
I've been waiting for this for a long time. It'll be 10 years.
That's insane to think about.
And I'm so excited that Jared Harris is coming back to play Moriarty.
Hell yeah.
He was so good. Mm-hmm. Such a great choice.
I agree. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. More excited than I have been, like you said, 10 years.
I really hope that it's not a flop due to franchise fatigue, because it very well could be.
It's possible, yes. Mm-hmm. Anything is possible we've seen within this past year. That the box office is not always nice to you.
No. It's fickle. Mm-hmm. Oscar nominee Michael J. Pollard has died at age 80 of a heart attack. He was nominated for his role in 1967's Bonnie and Clyde, and he also appeared in Scrooged, Tango and Cash, and House of a Thousand Corpses, among others. He will be missed.
Indeed. Rest in peace.
Loved him in Bonnie and Clyde. I love him in Scrooged. Herman.
Fuck yeah.
He thinks Bill Murray's Richard Burton. I fucking love it. Will you please just do a couple of lines from Hamlet? That whole scene is fucking great. Next up, John Turturro has been cast in The Batman as notorious gangster Carmine Falcone, previously portrayed by Tom Wilkinson in Batman Begins. Could you fucking ask for a cooler combo?
Get dropped in the episode. It's over.
Jesus.
I'm so excited, man. This is great.
This movie is shaping up to have the coolest indie cast ever.
Just the possibilities. I'm thinking big picture. Like the possibilities of these cast members that are now in this like DC universe. Holy shit! The possibilities now that we know Todd Phillips is like, hey, fuck it. I think I can make $1 billion more. And Joaquin's like, that sounds nice. Yeah, I think I can do that too.
He could be.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
Joaquin could be Pattinson's Joker.
Yeah, and like Turturro, if I could have Turturro and Joaquin on the screen together.
You got Andy Serkis as Alfred. You got Paul Dano as the Riddler. You got Colin Farrell as the Penguin. You got Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. You got Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
It's game time. They could be planning something big.
This could be the coolest Batman franchise we've ever had.
Let's keep our hopes up.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. So, I want we've seen one film so far in their big plan.
And we don't even know if that's part of it.
Exactly. We've just seen Joker, and that could just be a standalone thing. We'll see. Hopefully not. I hope it all. They figure something out there. But.
The opportunity here is just.
But we'll see. But this is great news. John Turturro, awesome. Obviously, an actor we both adore. He's a guy that's worked with the Coens for ages. He's in movies that we both love. At Quiz Show, we adore him. He's been in a lot of TV shows, and I can't wait. Can't wait for what they're going to keep doing.
Fuck yeah. Next up, there's a Michael Jackson biopic in the works from the producer behind Bohemian Rhapsody. The Jackson estate has greenlit the project, so don't expect the story we all want told. Expect a whitewashed hero worship style biopic that glosses over the recent allegations of sexual abuse towards children. So, this movie's probably going to be extremely soft.
I'm not seeing it. Yeah, there's no way I'd see that.
No. And there's no way the Jackson estate would ever greenlit the movie that needs to be told about Michael Jackson.
Well, there's a reason it's happening. Just like, not even a year ago, that HBO documentary came out.
Yeah.
There's a reason. It's like, what amazes me is that this can happen, these allegations can happen, and there's like serious proof, and yet like his music plays at like grocery stores, and it's like, I don't know if we feel the same way about like other actors or other performers, other people. It's like, why does Michael Jackson get this like pass? Is it because he's passed away?
I think it is. Yeah.
That doesn't seem right to me.
It's because he's dead and because he was so influential.
Okay, then we either need to leave him be, let him sleep in peace and be dead, and like respect that and be like, okay, it's over, or because this whole like rehashing and like, oh, he's guilty of all these things, and then there's gonna be a movie that's like you're saying, kind of whitewashed. That's bullshit, man. Like, come on, let's either tell the truth or like leave it be and let him be dead. It's just hard. It's really frustrating.
Yeah,
I don't get me wrong. I adore some of his music, but I'm not seeing that movie. No way. This is not cool news to me at all. I also don't like Bohemian Rhapsody, so it's like, y'all are making another movie? Great. Have fun. And who are they going to get to play him? Who's going to do that?
Are they going to do, like, black Michael Jackson or white Michael Jackson?
Or is it going to be Rami Malek?
Remember a few years ago, Joseph Fiennes was playing Michael Jackson in, like, a TV thing? That apparently was so fucking offensive, they pulled it. Wow. I don't know.
Well, making this movie is offensive to some people, so... There's people who are on that documentary saying this is true, who like said that lived through it, and you're making a movie. Yeah, it's just weird. It just seems like an odd thing.
Pretty goddamn tone deaf.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's there you go. That's a great way to put it.
This is really the movie we need right now? Oh my god. Next up, Henry Cavill has come out and said he may not be done playing Superman after all.
Hey!
He said, quote, "The cape is in the closet. It's still mine. I'm not going to sit quietly in the dark as all this stuff is going on. I've not given up the role. There's a lot I have to give for Superman yet. A lot of storytelling to do. A lot of real true depth to the honesty of the character I wanted. A lot of true depths to the... I don't know what he said. I want to reflect the comic books.
Come on, Henry.
That's important to me. There's a lot of justice to be done for Superman. The status is, you'll see.
Well, it sounds like somebody saw Joker. And was like, oh, I think I want to work with Todd Phillips.
So this isn't failing after all. All right, I'm in.
Well, yeah, who wouldn't? Who would be like, fuck, I can be in something like that? Yeah. Why couldn't I? I would board this team.
I want to see Pattinson's Batman with Cavill's Superman. They don't have to fight, but they should be part of something.
I have no problem with Cavill's Superman.
I like him.
I think he's totally fine. I just think, those movies are not...
They're not written
well.
for
him to do anything.
I agree. Yeah. They made him too much of a god.
No, I have a lot of thoughts on those.
And there is, like, that element of, like, he is a god. Basically, Superman is a god.
Yes. Yeah,
but he's also Clark Kent. And that part never got explored in the Man of Steel universe. Which is a shame. Because I think that's the most interesting part of Superman is he doesn't want to be a god. He just wants to do the right thing. He is just another, just a guy.
He's just like a hero.
Who happens to be extremely powerful.
Yes.
But, maybe we'll finally get to see that side of Superman.
Yeah, and that'd be great if Henry was with this mix of people. Yeah.
Take what works and keep it. Kick out what fucking didn't work.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Kick Eisenberg and Leto to the curb. Embrace Phoenix and get somebody like Bryan Cranston to play Lex Luthor. Like, yeah, come on. That's what we need. We need badass, billionaire, 50-year-old, pissed off Lex Luthor, not, Zuckerberg in a bald cap. I don't need that.
Oh, we love you, Jesse. Just bad choice.
No, we don't love you, Jesse.
Oh, I do. Oh.
I don't.
Oh, boy.
No.
Yikes. Sorry, Jesse. I adore you. I think you're a great actor.
I think you have played Columbus more than twice. I'll just say that. I'm not a fan of people who are one-trick ponies, and I think he's a one-trick pony.
Go see Art of Self-Defense. Oh, no, check it out. It should be on something now. Social Network's one of the best movies of the past 10 years.
It was good.
I think it was great. And I think he's a big reason why.
All right. Agree to disagree for now, but we're tabling that.
End of the Tour? You seen that?
No.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you haven't seen the right things yet. I haven't seen Art of Self-Defense. That's this movie that just came out this past summer. I like him a lot. Man.
See, but the reason I didn't see those things is because I'm not a fan of Jesse Eisenberg to begin with, so I'm kind of in a circle here.
Oh, I see. Yeah. It's like, what? Yeah. That's fair.
Oh, boy. Finally, the set of Star Wars Episode 9 had a severe security leak after one of the film's super secret scripts ended up on eBay. Apparently, one of the actors left the script on their hotel bed, and it was found by the cleaning crew, one of whom put it up for auction on eBay. Disney managed to buy it back before it was released to the public, but somebody is in big fucking trouble for this one. This could have been a huge disaster.
Indeed. Indeed.
I'm happy the guy was greedy and didn't just post all the pages on Facebook, because that could have happened. You imagine you're just scrolling through and the whole entire fucking script for Star Wars is right there? Oh, I'd be pissed. That's all for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe or leave a review on iTunes or shoot us an email at filmgazm@gmail.com. We always welcome feedback. Next week, it's Weird Shit Wednesday once again as we dive into the Harry Potter franchise. We'll talk about how J.K. Rowling came up with the idea and the multi-billion-dollar film franchise that came out of it. Don't miss it. Until then, don't screw with voodoo, and try not to let anything escalate to the point where you get a nail hammered through the scrot. That's just bad news. See you next Wednesday.
Peace.